You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm David.
And I am Melissa. I said David. Usually
I
say
did.
Dave.
I do. Do you have a shorter name? Do people call you? Because I've known you forever, but no one
Some
ever
people call me Mel.
Do they?
I don't mind it. I've never been a Missy. Never liked Missy.
Wait, why would someone call you Missy?
Because it's a common nickname for Melissa.
Is it?
Yeah, I have a couple of friends named Melissa who go by Missy.
Huh.
Yeah, but I don't go by. So sometimes Mel, but really, I prefer my name. I prefer people call me Melissa.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I go by Butch.
I don't believe you.
Okay. And I'll just move on.
Do you really?
No.
Like maybe somebody in your family calls you that just messing around or something because you are not like that kind of guy that looks like I'm Butch.
The only thing I've ever been quote called that hasn't been like me doing it as a joke, right? Not trying to make up my own nickname, but is a goofy.
Oh,
thing.
Johnny Vagina.
Yeah, like Johnny Vagina. Not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Which, by the way, I found my Johnny Vagina T-shirt the other
Oh,
day.
you did?
Yeah, I don't know where to wear it, but you know.
But you got it when it's ready.
But I got, whenever I need it.
Whenever I'm ready for Johnny Vagina to come out.
I have like the vagina collection.
You do. Yeah,
I have
it's kind of
the Johnny Vagina, and I have vaginas.
I love that one.
Yep.
That's probably my favorite.
It's been a long
actually.
time since one. And then I still have, even though it needs a little work, I still have my I Heart Female Orgasms one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I think that's all the vagina-based things I have.
You don't have a full week's worth though. You might need to at least get one more, so you have 5.
I
Because
can't
I'm
have-
counting 4, so
I
you might need a
understand.
5th.
Oh,
I'm gonna
man.
keep that in mind as I'm out there on the interwebs. If I see something,
There's
you
plenty.
never know.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
might show up for your birthday that
but
you
again,
never celebrate.
remember, I can't even find a day to wear one. So
I know,
you
but I think if you had 5, you can lay them out and go, these are my it'll be like Vagina
some
Week.
summer. Yeah, I was gonna say some summer at Vagina Week.
Vagina Week, make sure you wear one every day.
That's funny. Well,
You should probably write Vagina Week.
Yeah, that's probably the name of the show.
Yeah.
You're really close. I hope we're not going to go downhill from there.
But that's really sad if like that's the best we do.
Yeah, right. That's
Like-
I'm looking at what the things I got. It's
Well,
it's not
I mean,
very funny.
it's actually not. I mean, if that's like the best we do, vaginas are pretty fucking rad. So
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I know you're waiting to open that.
I am.
But I have a segue. But we don't need segues. That's fine. So what's the empty glass for, Melissa?
Hey, David, I'll tell you.
Nice.
So here's my
Call me
here's
Butch.
here's the not so, the not segue. So I found out on the 3rd of this month when I talked to not my normal doctor. I talked to a different doctor, Dr. Wen.
Dr. Vinny Boombach.
Nope, Dr. Wen. He is not a, or as some people say, Nugent or stuff. But I work with one.
Yeah.
I work with someone with that last name, and she told me how to say it and told me how to really learn how to spell it right. And I was really, she's awesome.
Okay, but just for the record, I worked at a school with someone with that last name, and she even said she pronounces it different than her own brother.
Yeah, you know what? But however people want to say their name, they say their
right.
name. But I mean, my coworker is
So I just called her Butch.
yeah.
Okay.
My coworker is half Vietnamese, and that's what she said. And she's even like she wasn't born there, but she's been there, and she's cool. Anyway, the doctor I had is not my normal doctor.
It's like me in Arkansas. Wasn't born there, but I've been there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. Anywho, so I talked to a different doctor, not my normal doctor.
Yeah.
I will say that he was, and I was on a video call because I was like, I didn't have to, this was not something I had to go into the doctor to see. I'm like, I can just talk to you on the phone or a video call. So I did a video call. He doesn't have, he's not quite as, his bedside manner was a little more curt than my normal doctor.
Or Butch, whatever.
But or Butch, but whatever. You know what? Maybe it probably was exactly what I needed.
Okay.
Though, and I'm kind of glad that he was kind of a little bit more curt and to the point and going, "Hey, you." So I found out my cholesterol is really bad. It's not just like, "Oh, you need a statin. You're bad." It's like you're going to get pancreatitis if you don't change your ways. Like, I have to see a specialist at some point. I think I have a phone call from one on my phone that I have to get back to that called today.
And what's really bad about that is that pancreatol is just a made-up medication that I made up. So you can't even take that.
I can't even take
No,
that.
you can't
No,
even take
I don't even know what I haven't looked it up. I don't even know what one does if they have pancreatitis, except for Dr. Wen told me that it was very, very, very painful, and that I do not want to have that.
I think just about anything with titus in it
It's probably very
that's
painful.
Not even a joke.
So he just said it was. He goes. It is very painful. You do not want that. My triglycerides level was around 1,000. 200 is high.
Dang, girl.
Yeah. So I know that part of
You
it.
just sit home in the dark eating Crisco? What the hell?
I don't.
Okay.
So here's part of the problem.
Oh, okay.
The number one problem. And he said it too. He agreed. He said, this is hereditary. I go, yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
I go, it is definitely hereditary. It runs in my family.
family.
On my mom's side. I don't know. Maybe my dad's side too. I don't know. But on my mom's side, definitely. Because I have an uncle who's vegan and doesn't drink and exercises every day and he doesn't have high blood pressure. He has just normal. When you would think somebody with that kind of health would have a lower lower cholesterol. He does not have lower cholesterol. It is just normal cholesterol.
So he's busting his ass just to be normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's busting his ass because he really wants to.
You know what I mean.
But I mean, he wanted to make healthy choices in his life, and he did. And I love him, and I think he's great. But he told me that, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that really kind of clinches it. I'm like, I have bad cholesterol. It's in my family. I'm going to have it. I need to make changes in my life. So I knew that I had bad cholesterol because I've been on a statin for quite a while now. Bless you. Since early last year.
Yes, you have mentioned it.
Yeah, so on a statin for a while now, and I got a stronger statin, and it's still not good enough. So now I'm on a stronger statin. Well, it's still the same statin as I was on before, and now I'm on something for my triglycerides as well. So now I'm on 2 medications for my cholesterol, which is exactly where my uncle was at. He said before he quit drinking and became vegan and exercised on a regular basis. So guess what I'm doing right now?
So you're not drinking.
So my last drink was New Year's Day. Had a little party at my friend Kimmy's house, friend of the show, and so that was my last day drinking, and so I have a good January 2nd was my first day of being sober. I talked to the doctor on the 3rd, so yeah, I didn't drink anything on the 2nd because I was probably feeling a little hungover because I drank plenty on the 1st. So I've had to make serious changes, and the big one of the biggest ones is my doctor said you have to stop drinking 100%. I said, well, I don't drink every day. He goes, you can't drink at all. I'm like, okay, so.
But I know he's a doctor.
That has to do with the triglycerides.
No, I understand. I know he's a doctor and all, but doesn't he know that drinking on a podcast doesn't count?
I know. I didn't actually bring that up to him. He's not my normal doctor.
This guy's a fucking quack, man.
He's a quack.
Quack.
When you're quacking.
His name's Howard. Howard Nugent.
Yep. Howard Nugent. You're
Howard
quacking.
the duck. Quack.
No,
sorry.
He's
I'm
fine.
just-
He's
I'm
fine. He's fine.
It's
he's
not
fine.
true. Drinking on a podcast
Is
doesn't
not.
count.
But I mean, it was hard. I won't lie. I started to get a little choked up during the video call, because it was kind of scary to hear. Basically, like, if you don't change your life, your health is going to be really bad. It's really bad. Like, you have to take it really serious. And I wasn't taking it as serious as I should have. I really wasn't. So in front of me, I have this delicious, hoping this is delicious. So I have friends who are sober for health reasons like myself, or because they had problems with alcohol or whatever. So I've had a few NA beers out there, and they're not bad. if it's something if you like beer and you miss it and you can't drink it for whatever reasons, it's not a bad choice. There used to only be 2 or 3 kinds out, and they were really, really bad because I've had them. This is called Partake Brewing. This is Partake Brewing. This is from Canada, and it's an IPA. They do make other ones too.
I can't imagine a non-alcoholic IPA. Oh my god!
But I like IPAs. The reason I got the IPA is because I thought it would have the most flavor because it's hoppy.
Okay, I'm sorry. Minor segue or tangent and then come back. Okay, so I was literally thinking about that. That's this idea that something has more flavor. Dog shit has flavor. So you're talking about not the universal people who do this, like cooking. I've been watching a lot of cooking shows. The people who say there's more flavor. See this is flavor. Yeah, dog shit has flavor. You're talking quantity. I need some quality here. Okay.
Well, I mean,
just that idea,
right? But this is a craft NA beer. There's all these NA beers out there that are being made like a craft beer. They just don't have alcohol
Absolutely.
in them.
I understand.
So I'm excited.
For me, and we've talked about this on the show.
It's already getting a mess.
We've talked about this on the show. It's just I'm just really not an IPA person. So to not have
this isn't
alcohol,
bad. I already took a little sip of it because there was a little bit.
To not have alcohol in it and taste like an IPA, I'd be like, dude.
Oh yeah, this is everything you'd hate.
Just give me some dirty tepid water. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. The color of this is pretty good. This is definitely a malt IPA. This is definitely a West Coast IPA as opposed to an East Coast IPA.
The East and West Coast wrap.
I don't really know.
Okay.
The flavor is very different. The flavor of I can tell by looking at it because this is a darker color. These is a darker color. The East Coast IPAs are a light color, light citrusy color. There's more citrusy. These are more hoppy malty. So this is going to be a malty West Coast IPA. Is what this is supposed to taste like.
Okay. Well, I'm drinking soda pop just because it's a school night.
Okay, so I can tell there's no alcohol in it.
Okay. Well, there's foam. There's a head on it. So
right, the head on it's actually really good.
So there's got to be some kind of carbonation.
There's carbonation. There's definitely hops. There's definitely malt. This tastes. No, this doesn't really taste lawn trimmings because that's a citrus one. Those are the East Coast IPAs.
They all taste like lawn to me.
No, these are different. This isn't. Sure. I know. Anyway, I wish this had been an East Coast one, and maybe I should have looked, because I don't like West as much. But for what it is, it's not bad. It's just got. It's not the body is not quite as. The body's a little thin because maybe lack of alcohol gives it a thinner body, but the body's a little thin. But it's not the worst tasting thing. I could see this. This isn't the worst tasting thing.
I'm just checking really quick for our buddies at
it's not bad.
If the beer drops has non-alcohol NA beer.
And do they?
I'm looking. I've got fruit beer, hard seltzer, ginger beer. There's a 0, so they don't have ginger beer.
Ginger beer is.
I'm just saying it had a 0 next to it, so obviously they don't. They have mild. They have.
Well,
non-alcoholic beer 0.
They do.
No, they don't.
They don't have any.
0. Why would they list it though? Anyway,
maybe they sometimes do, but currently they don't. Well, I will tell you, I was at the Schwegman's place, and it's not my favorite, but we get what we can at Aldi, and then I needed some things at the Schwegman's, so I had to go there and spend a little bit of money there. But that's where I got the beer, and they do have a pretty decent section of NA beer there, a decent amount, like enough that I was like, I don't even know which one to get. I was like, But this was, I saw a friend of mine's doing a dry January, and she was drinking this, so I thought, all right, well, my friend, she and I both really like beer, so I figured, well, if she's drinking it, she said it was okay. But yeah, it's okay. It's not great. It's not like the greatest thing I've ever had, but I don't hate it. If that makes sense. I can drink it. I'm not going to drain pour it.
Yeah. So when we, well, I'll be honest with you, when the we can,
it makes me burp like a beer.
And this is on me.
But honestly, the after,
sure,
yeah, that tastes beerish.
We're recording on a Tuesday, which is not our usual, and that's on me. I'll tell you about it after we're done with the show. Yeah. But when we get back to doing, weekendy type stuff, the goat's out. I just saw the picture. The goat came out.
Oh yeah,
this week. So
Dan and I were just talking about that because it's funny how we remember when that came out in like March.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then
now it comes out earlier. Well, I was gonna say you can go back and listen to old shows, but you kind of can't unless you're on our Patreon, which then and I've been meaning for the last few days to post another show. I was going to post the one with the bat story from 2013. I haven't gotten to it. I've been helping out.
That was a good one.
Helping out our friends, Alex White and Peter, who's been on the show before, who's due to come back. He's been out. He and his husband have been out on the good ship Lollipop.
Oh, they've been doing that.
Yeah,
they do love their cruising.
They do love the cruises, and so. Yeah, but soon we gotta have Pete and or Will back on. So soon,
because we gotta hear cruise. They always have some funny cruise stories. There's
that's
always hilarious. I mean,
that's true.
I partially don't want to go on a cruise because of the stories they've told us, but I really like.
Well, there's that, and I already knew it. It really is a big floating petri dish. I just got and the stuff you do on a cruise, which is totally fine. I'm not saying it's like immoral or anything, but it's just never appealed to me. Like I can fucking sit in a lawn chair anywhere. I don't need to pay.
I can sit out. Yeah, I can sit in the sun outside my backyard.
Right. I can go watch a movie. I can go to a theater. I can, whatever. I mean, if I was going to go to the ports that they like to go to, I would just go to the ports. I wouldn't need to do it on a boat.
I mean, the ports they like to go to.
The places where the ships dock and you get off and you. Go
the different ports. Oh, the ports. I thought you said porch.
No.
Yeah, the ports are. I mean, that would be kind of fun.
But I would just go to them. I would,
I'd just want to go they're docking in Puerto Rico. I'm like, I could just go to Puerto Rico. If that's what I just. If I just felt like going to Puerto Rico.
Flights Spirit Airlines has. Or Southwest. Canceled. End up stuck in Des Moines or something.
I know. This is not Puerto Rico.
I saw it was clickbait, and so I did not click it. I did not take the bait. But apparently, if it's true, like all the crap that Southwest was getting for what's been happening lately, and apparently, like a bunch of executives just got like these promotions. And I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. Well, this is about capitalism and the people in charge and the rich people getting richer, and I'm not gonna get on that soapbox right now.
Yeah, it's like we know.
I'm just saying that's all it is. I just can't get mad. We've had this conversation. I can't get mad at anything anymore. Of course they got raises or promotions or bonuses or whatever. Of course they did. And of course people are going to keep flying even though it sucks. Of course people are going to still do shit. Oh, I know I shouldn't go for Amazon, but I got to have these fucking banana slippers. Okay, well, shut up. I don't want to hear it. Sorry.
I know. I
didn't mean to go there. But
I know. I feel bad
I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm just like saying, I can't be surprised about anything anymore. I can't remember the last time I went, "Whoa, didn't see that one coming."
Yeah.
Of course it took what's his fuckface 15 times to get elected speaker. Of course it did. And they bitch about democracy and transparency, but they won't say what the back deals were that made him speaker. Of course
they're not going to. But we already know this.
Of course we know the Democrats are doing fuck boy things, and it's just of course they are. Oh, I just can't get mad about it, and I don't know. So I get not even mad. I'm kind of incredulous about people who get mad. Like, dude, what cave have you been living in?
You've done that to me a couple times where I'll be like, can you believe it? You're like, I can't believe you're that shocked about it. Yeah. I know. We've had this conversation before about things.
Oh, actually, I was going to talk about the Congress here. Yeah, that's exactly. I did not.
Oh my God! Look at us.
It's
like we meant to do it, but we didn't.
I did. Well, yeah, I didn't know I was doing it. So, yeah, it's just so. Look, All right, I'll just finish off the thought where I was going to go with this anyway when I wrote this down. So, look, the thing about there's the big tools. People in government are tools, but the big tools are running the House of Representatives in the U.S. So, again, don't be shocked if you're that pissed about stuff. Fight it. Do something. Don't just bitch, and don't post shit on Facebook or whatever social media you're using now, and literally do something about it. I don't mean storm anything. Type an email. At least sign some petition. Don't just bitch about it. Don't just do something.
Some people even make phone calls.
Yeah,
they do.
Oh man, we did that on the show once. I'd have to go look for that. It was way early on. We called the White House switchboard and we recorded it. Not their end. We recorded us doing it. And I can't remember what the topic was, but yeah, just to show that it's not.
I wasn't here.
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and do a search. I can still look for the topics of stuff, but it was definitely early on. So yeah, it's totally
I'm trying
easy.
to think because I remember this, but I don't remember if it was because I was there or because you've told me the story before.
Dude, when you're doing 15 years, man.
I'm not even really sure.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out how many years I've been doing it, and it's got to be at least 13.
Yeah. No, so actually, I was thinking about that yesterday, too. So, because it may come up in a conversation tomorrow. So, we did almost a year, the very first, when we started, when it was Keziah and Eric and Michael. And then Keziah left town, and I went to Hawaii, and was there about a year and a half, a little over. And so that was that. And then coming back, so you're 2.5, we've done 15. Yeah, it's got to be about 13 years.
That's what I thought.
A couple of times where there's been a few months off because of my shenanigans, but.
Or our whatever shenanigans happen.
So yeah.
Yeah. I was telling somebody how long I've been doing it, and they were like, what?
Yeah, and go look it up, and they don't believe you because none of the shows are there anymore.
Yeah. Oh no, it was my friend Sabra, because I was on the interview with her, which is now number 32, I think, on the global interview charts on Mixcloud.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
I just know that a bunch of people apparently have listened to it, so that's cool.
Cool. I don't think we've been on any chart. I don't know if there are charts now because everybody has a podcast. So yeah,
right. Oh yeah, we're pretty low on that chart, I'm sure, but
I read an article from one of the company that we do with it hosts our podcast. This was a few years ago, and just from what they say, in terms of podcast numbers, if I tell you what the number is, you'd be like, oh, that's not really a lot. But it turns out there's people with a lot less listeners than us, which is pretty hard.
I know.
It's pretty difficult.
Wow.
But yeah,
suddenly I'm feeling cool.
And one of the things was, look, if you're getting 25, 30 listeners a show, you're doing really well because there's so many. Everyone has one. I know it's the joke everybody and their mother kind of, but everybody has a fucking podcast now. And not even
you can do it from your house with just really simple things now.
Well, what's killing it is corporate media, because everybody who has a radio show has another podcast for work. It's not just us hanging out and talking about stuff.
Well, the meditation app I use, the people who do the actual the speakers, the people who do the meditations, they have their own podcast.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. That's what you do. Well, I mean, real quick, I haven't said this in a while, but if you got nothing to do for 2 minutes and you like to use the iTunes, I don't, but if you do, feel free to go find us, Stuart Burdasco Show, on there, and just give us 5 stars. Even though you don't think we're worth it, what do you care?
Doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, it's not like you're paying to give us 5 stars or anything. I mean, if you were, that would be different. Then don't do that. God, don't give us 5. If you had to pay per star you give, don't do that.
No.
You
I mean, unless you really want to.
Well, yeah, if you really want to do that, Mom. Yeah. So go for it. Any place. We're all over the place. They will, like they say, wherever you get your podcasts. Trust me, I've spent the time. We're fucking everywhere. I even put us back on Spotify.
Oh, did
even
you?
though I hate them. Well, we're not doing music anymore, and I took all those other shows down, so
Oh, okay.
they can't threaten me again like they did before. But I hope they all choke and die. Bob Spotify or whoever the fuck owns that.
You know, Bob Spotify has got to be the biggest dick.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Bob's, yeah. I bet his friends don't call him Butch. Just saying. So he's not cool enough. He's
No.
Bob Spotify. All right. So, well, why don't I stand? I do have something that's not as serious, but let me do the other serious thing.
Okay.
And then it's actually, it is definitely of the sexy kind, but it's not sexy. Like, you won't need background music for this. I have to tell some people to get off my lawn sexually. Get off my sex lawn.
Really?
Well, not for real. You'll see. I'll get
Were people having sex on your front lawn?
No, not literally. You know, like, old man, get off my lawn.
Mm-hmm.
I
know, but
okay.
that'd be funny though. Actually, no, it wouldn't be. I mean,
I don't care, I guess.
well, Dan caught 2 people having sex next door to us in the parking lot.
Oh, that I believe.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
bar.
not shocking.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck no. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was awesome sex, too. See who hangs out at that bar. I'm sure it was something I really
He yelled
wanted
at them.
to. That's really at the bottom of the port. I'm talking about getting ranked.
Yeah.
Man. So, man, 2 things. So I am not, trust me, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I'm not going to talk a lot about my new job.
Right.
If
Well,
anything.
you said you weren't going to.
But I will say this, because I hadn't been working for like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first month I was technically working. I was getting a
Right,
paycheck, but I
but you
really
weren't
wasn't
going to
doing
work.
Yeah, I wasn't going to work. And then so I spent like 2 months without wearing, for the most part, other than going to the store, a mask at all. Mm-hmm. And now that I'll say I'm teaching. I'm not going to say what it's about or where or anything. But yeah, now I'm wearing a mask again. And oh my, it feels like someone's going over my face with a cheese grater.
Oh, you
like,
haven't been used to it.
stop, right? I have to get the calluses back on my face again or something. So that's been.
I mean, you wear them when you go grocery shopping and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
I wear them when
But
I go
that's
grocery shopping.
5
But you're
minutes.
not.
That's not-
I mean,
No,
tops-
this is all day.
Like even if it's a long thing, you're like tops an hour.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. If I'm in a supermarket for an hour, then I'm being held hostage.
Oh, we take it. You know what? We had to. So because of my new health thing, I have to get a bunch of like healthy things because if I don't have them there,
Yeah.
I will get takeout and I will
No, I
just totally
understand.
fail.
But,
So
I mean,
yeah.
here we pretty much have our shit. You know, we just. It's a
Yeah, you're already
system.
set.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know. Like,
I have to.
where the aisle is.
I
and
was
where-
set and now I'm not set.
Right.
No,
Well,
but
you'll
I'm
get-
going to be set.
Yeah, you'll get reset.
I'll get reset. I am totally getting reset. It's
Absolutely.
going to be great.
So, and even though I haven't been doing too much, I know Stuart's been liking some tweets and maybe retweeting and reposting on occasion. Look, the numbers for COVID people are still dying, and they're
Yep.
talking about variants and all that stuff, and and you can just check it out yourself. The government's not talking about it. I mean, look what happened in China. They were like super hardcore, and they got tired of people bitching about it and protesting. So they said, all right, we'll relax it. And motherfuckers were just dropping like flies, and emergency rooms were getting filled. And people were like, I can't believe this is happening. It's like, really? You can't?
I'm like, you're in China. You guys are like super populated there. I mean,
So, well, but like people.
I mean, not everywhere. I shouldn't say. There's plenty of places in China where it's not.
I
but-
don't know if people in China were surprised. I know people here were surprised that it was happening. It's like, dumbass. Yes, that's. So anyway, where I was going with
people,
this.
Oh, I guess people. Of course, people are surprised.
So
I mean,
where I was-
I'm not, but other people are.
So where I was going with this is, I saw this like either yesterday or the day before. Just I was doing a Stewart thing, and a friend of mine was on there, and he'd got. It looks like this is the weirdest thing. At this stage of the game, in terms of COVID, don't you think it's weird? Like, let's just say in the last month, if someone became an anti-vaxxer, like they weren't all along, and now all of a sudden now becomes an anti-vaxxer. Isn't it usually the other way around? When you see all the people dying and really there's no really large numbers of serious side effects from the shots.
Yeah, I guess that would be weird. I mean, there's still plenty of anti-vaxxers, of course.
Oh, yeah.
but-
No, but it's someone
yeah.
who has become one in the last
Yeah, that
month.
is a little odd.
So, literally today, about I don't know, like an hour or so, maybe 2, before we sat down to do the show, I get this long ass text message from him, and just kind of all over the place. And I'm not sure if he was asking me to respond to it, but there's some doctor, I'll put air quotes on doctor, because the guy has a PhD, but it's not in the medical profession.
So whatever.
Right. So,
Yeah,
but he still is a doctor, so he must be smart. And who's saying that all the trials are bogus and all this shit. And look, I will never say that anything that's connected with the government should be trusted 100%.
No.
I'm kind of like where Jill Stein was when people were accusing her of being an anti-vaxxer when she never was, that all she was saying was, yeah, we need a better eye on the FDA. That's all she said. And
I mean, I can't disagree with that.
no, right. Well, I mean, you'd be surprised. But people did. And so I'm there, but I am pretty sure, and again, me not being a doctor in any shape or form, I'm pretty sure I would be in fucked up shape right now if I wasn't fully vaccinated. Just with the diabetes,
Yeah.
I would be fucked. I'm pretty sure. So it's
I
just,
just think people at this point, if they're still being anti-vaxxer, I think it's kind of silly because, I mean, if you think it's because the government is like, this is some sort of conspiracy. If you're an anti-vaxxer, if you've been an anti-vaxxer like your whole life and stuff, that's one whole thing. I can't, whatever. I can't do anything about that. But if you just are an anti-vaxxer, because I know plenty of people who are, but just about COVID, they're fine with all the other vaccines, not
Yep.
COVID vaccine.
yeah.
But I'm like, if it was really a conspiracy, then why all these like rich people and famous people and government people wouldn't be getting it. They wouldn't be getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason I don't think it's a conspiracy is because otherwise they wouldn't be taking the same thing I'm taking.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab another one of these fake beers.
Okay. So it just the part I just thought it was weird. I never really thought after how long has this been going on? It's been like 3 years plus or something, right?
Well, 20, yeah.
So at this stage of the game, someone now, because nothing has happened that I know of that's been, we just discovered these vaccines are
right. Like,
shitty.
I mean, yeah, it's just like every other vaccine. There's always going to be some people that don't take well to it, and there's going to be,
Eric's kid
Eric's
can't
kid
take it, can't
right,
take vaccines.
Yeah, of course. There's plenty of people who can't have vaccines.
And we know with the herd immunity thing, which no one's talked about for a couple of years now, that's what it's about. I mean, the people who can take the vaccines for the people who can't.
Right.
And that's exactly what it's for.
And then there's some people that had just issues with this vaccine, but haven't had issues with others. Like, we're all human. We're all different. Our bodies are different. So, of course it's going to happen.
Shingles vaccine I had just, oh my God.
Yeah,
I thought
like,
I was going to.
Yeah, it's like it just is the way it is with some people. But, of course, there's going to be some instances where somebody got sick or died from a vaccine. It happens.
Yeah,
it happens probably. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but I know it happens. So the fact that maybe a few people died from COVID or the COVID vaccine, maybe, but it's not. I don't think it's
just like
it's just like anything else. People
for
die of shit.
For some, the chemo to take care of cancer is worse than the cancer for some.
Right. Yeah.
Not many, but for some.
Yeah, but some it is. So it's like, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's always sad, but yeah, I mean, I saw a guy talking about Damar Hamlin and saying that, well, he just got a COVID vaccine a couple days before that, and there's some instances showing that people who and
I blame our education system, and I'm a teacher.
It's just these people. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like it was on Facebook, and the person he posted on their page, he was like, yeah, but I don't think that's it. And then I posted like, yeah, this is what they think it is. And of course, what I posted, what it was, is exactly what it was. And I'm like, yeah, I think they think it's this. And then another mutual friend of ours whose wife is in healthcare, who is a doctor, nurse, I'm not sure, whatever. She's in healthcare. He's super smart. It was like, no, it's not. It's not COVID. It's not. It's not the vaccine.
Well,
he got hit in just the right way.
There have been, and I don't know. I again have to look up the stats, but there are little kids that have gotten hit in the chest with a baseball in Little League, and it just hit them in the wrong place. And of course, they're kids too, so they're not as solid.
Right.
But that kind of hit, comparatively, depending on how hard the hit was and the person itself, that can stop your heart. And yeah. So we know
That's what happened.
Yes.
That's what happened, and it happens
Before COVID
and it happens.
came around.
It
So,
happens to athletes. It's
Yep.
just it makes sense that it would happen to an athlete. They're used to having things thrown at them.
yeah, that's why they have that.
The baseball happens. It's happened to baseball players getting hit with a ball.
Little leaguers. I haven't seen anybody use one in a while, but they have those weird. They look like really small, weird chest protectors, like not for a catcher, like. So a little leaguer doesn't get hit there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, this beer really does have a very nice head on it, I have to say.
Oh, well, yeah, it was super foamy when you first started pouring
but
it.
this, I mean, even this is really, I'm impressed.
Okay, I'm taking that as a segue.
Take it.
Because speaking of head,
Dun-dun-dun.
no, actually, you'll see. So, how do I put this? Kind of like, and I think I've used this metaphor before, kind of like back in the day when you had like a mom and pop grocery store, but they had that special room in the back with like the love beads that only the adults got to go in.
Yeah. They sold movies or
even if it was just like a newsstand or something.
a newsstand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. They might have just the naughty magazines.
The naughty magazines are in a different
In, like,
little
a different room. Yeah. The naughty magazine room.
So, kind of like that. If you go to stuartbordasco.com, and there's no love beads hiding, and there's no special room. There's our sex toy places you can go to get sex toys right next to the low carb macaroni, next to the organically made cotton clothing, all that kind of jazz. So we look at it as sexuality is just a part of life, and so be it.
Yep.
So, as the person who does all that, who gets the affiliates, who takes care of the website and all that jazz, and the social media, and I defy anybody to say this isn't true, but sex sells, and porn has driven technology for decades, whether it's been the VCR and stuff like that. It's driven.
I know that was a huge
internet.
thing. That was a huge thing for that.
So there's been, I'm not going to say new like in the past week, but something that's gotten definitely more popular. I have noticed because I keep my ear to the ground in the sexy. Very weird sentence, but go with it. So one of the popular, it's all the rage. How's things they get popular and then they kind of you don't hear about them too much anymore. But right now, it's all the rage. Is a new sex toy. I'll say new. That is based on suction. And I can't think of something to say what it looks like. It is vibratory. It looks vibratory, but it has like a little round. It's not a suction cup, but it's a little round thing that if the intention would be, I mean, obviously you can use it wherever you want something sucking your skin, like a little thing like that, but it's meant to be put over
for
the
a clitoris, right? Yeah.
And
I think I've seen a picture of one of these before. Yeah, I think I've seen it.
And it's making me mad. Because I'm mad about it. Now, I have never had a problem. I know there's dudes who, which, by the way, y'all need to grow up, who like, well, no, dude, we're not going to have sex toys in my bedroom because, I'm good enough and what's wrong with my penis and, that kind of thing.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, blah, blah,
Whatever,
blah, blah.
dude.
Yeah, okay. You're lost, bro. So I'll put it that way.
I know.
You're
I know.
lost.
They can be fun.
Yep. Whether
Fun for all.
Yes. Or even if your partner is using it while you're doing the piv, right?
I mean, fun times.
Whatever. But it means I'm less sweat. No, it doesn't. It just means you're okay. It means you want your partner to come, okay? It means you're a good guy. So get the sex toys. But I'm not going to say don't get the suction one, but it's pissing me off. And the reason is because, God damn it, that's my move. No, they made it into a toy, and now I feel obsolete. God.
Well, it's not just your move, dude.
I know it's not because I got it from somewhere. I know it's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, you must have heard it from somebody else.
Well, I don't remember exactly when. It was a long time ago, and I don't remember the exact like platform or outlet, but I remember who wrote the article that I read.
You're like, oh, I like that. I'm gonna do that.
It was Nina Hartley.
Oh, perfect.
Who fucking not only has she been doing porn since porn was invented almost. When cave people did porn on caves, they were doing Nina Hartley. That's how long she's been doing it. But she's also, after doing just regular porn, she's been doing like how-to porn.
Right.
Or how-to porn that's how-to. Right.
Right. Well, it's like a sex educator.
Yeah.
Really.
So I just remember reading this article and I went, I think my technique's pretty good, but I got to give this a shot. And I was like, oh my God, that's the bomb. That's what you do. That's how you do it.
That's it.
Now they got a fucking toy doing it. God damn it.
It's my move.
It's my move. That's what I'm saying. There needs to be one of these named after me. They're going to call it the Butch.
The Butch.
Like you didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but I just realized that like a couple weeks ago. I'm kind of like,
Yeah, I have seen one of those on like advertised somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah.
Where things are advertised.
They're kind of like everywhere now if you're in the sex toy world anyway.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, really? It's like, honey, look, I'm fine with sex toys, but that's my spot.
That's the one I do.
Yeah, can you get some other sex toy or put I won't say where. Maybe it was or with porn. I don't know. I have seen like people use it like on their nipples too while while other things were happening.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Just that's mine.
That's
Get that
the point
away.
I like.
I got it.
I got that. I got this one.
I got this. Yeah, that's right.
This is the one I got.
Yep. Come on. I'm only good at so many things. Just a few things. Don't take that away. Damn.
Yeah, but a human. Well, I mean, toys are fun, but I know. Humans are good. I mean, touchy, fleshy things. That's nice.
I mean, if I'm not around,
right?
In case of no
Dave, emergency.
In case of no Dave, break glass.
Yeah,
I'm totally fine with that. In fact, go to town, man. Go to town.
If I'm around, God damn it, I got this.
That's
I
right.
got this.
You can give that one a rest. All right. Go get the King Dong. Go get whatever you need. Just keep the fucking suction thing. Get that out of here. God damn it.
That's funny. I'm sorry. I know.
I'm actually. I know I'm doing this as like to be funny, but I actually am kind of serious. Seriously, if with my partner, if she said, I would like to bring this into our bed, I would really feel like that
You would be that guy. You'd kind of be that guy.
In a way, I would.
You would. I mean, it's okay. You can admit it. Right? You got feelings.
Because I thought I was good at it.
Right. So you would be like, you'd be like, no, but I got that.
Because there's so many toys. There are so many toys.
There's so many things to stimulate you. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the one, like, but I got that.
That's what I thought that was mine.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't even happen that I'm sad now. I know.
I know. You seem quite distraught about this.
I need a moment.
Oh.
It's
drink your Diet Pepsi.
I was going to say it's a good thing we don't have beer. Lord knows what I would be doing. I would be weeping uncontrollably.
I know.
And you'd be like, Dave, it didn't even happen.
I
know.
I hate my life.
I mean, you could even get something that makes out with you. And I think it would be weird, but...
Oh, my God. I would... No, that's definitely... You need face. No.
You need face. That's funny.
I need the real deal. Yeah. I mean, I guess... I mean... Well, now they have, like, the sex dolls and stuff are now very lifelike, though. So...
Oh, they're... Yeah.
Yeah, the really good ones
Again,
are very expensive.
That drives technology. Absolutely.
Yeah. They are. I mean, it's kind of impressive because now they have ones that can think, like, talk and do shit too. That's a little. Did you know about those ones? Have you seen them?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. That I haven't seen as much.
Yeah, they exist.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'd ever tried it.
I think Dan and I watched I think we were watching something about it fairly recently, and both of us were like, "Okay, well, I mean, I can see this, but it also kind of freaks me out thinking this is too AI, this is too Terminator coming up happening." This is when the machines take over. It's going to start with sex toys.
Well, come get me. Come get me, Tron.
She's a sexy Tron.
Yeah.
She'd be a hot Tron.
You know what? Who might argue with the robots?
Well, at that point, they're going to be smarter than us, so it's facts.
Well, lately, it's a pretty low bar. I mean, right now, there's some people that a Pong machine is smarter than them.
I know.
But not mentioning any names, you know who you are.
I know. What did I read?
Actually, you don't. That's kind of the point.
I read somewhere that Lauren Brober, that genius, she tweeted something about that we need to get rid of church and state. That's not even in the Constitution. It's just it's something that was just written as a side to it or something. I'm like, did you read the Constitution? No, you haven't read the Constitution.
Oh, she might have. She just didn't understand it.
I'm like, it is in the Constitution. It's right there. We need to get rid of the separation of church and state. Why? What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Well,
why do they keep getting? I mean, I know why gerrymandering exists and a lot of shit exists.
Oh yeah, I mean, you said what's that? I can't remember. Is it George, the Santos guy, who's elected in New York State, which is actually that's not true. I was going to say predominantly Democrat. It's a Democratic state, but mostly because of New York City.
Right, New York City. Well, the cities: New York City, Rochester. Not so much Buffalo.
Well,
but...
like literally the city of Rochester. But going because we know the city of Rochester because that's where we are. I mean, a lot of these folks here are Democrats in name only. I mean, they act way right.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much on the social stuff, but they definitely do on the financial, the economic shit for sure.
Oh, definitely.
In fact, I was filling in for Peter on Alex White's radio show the last 2 weeks, and we just recorded one last night, and just some of the economic stuff we were talking about, I was like, God damn it, you motherfuckers have been doing this dumbass shit for literally decades, and it's never worked, and yet you're going to keep doing it.
Like, well, this is how we've always done it, and it doesn't work.
Well, I don't even know if... Well, no, Alex said that... Oh, man, we're really going on tangents here, but that's no problem. Alex said that he has talked to people, quote, Democrats, who have been in office and voted for this shit the entire time they're in, and as soon as they get out, like they decide not to run again, they will say, man, we should stop doing that. It's like, what the fuck were you when you were in office, bro?
Why didn't you do something then?
Well, because the contributors to the party... You know, you can't go against the party because then they won't like you and the party won't help your reelection. Yeah, no, absolutely. But we old shows that you'll have to be a sponsor of us on for $1 on Patreon as we start posting those. I swear, by this weekend, I will have the Bat podcast up on Patreon. I've been trying. Which
was a good one.
The new job and some family stuff. I just haven't. I've been trying. I've been like a little bit at a time. And this new job, I can't, not in a bad way. I just, again, now working for 2 months, I just haven't. It's been a week. I just haven't been able to get into a groove yet. You know, like a routine.
Right.
So I'm just not quite there. So I'm just like.
Is this a quicker? This is a quicker...
from my last one?
Yeah.
My drive went from 45 minutes to 30.
Oh, so it's not that much better. I mean, it's better.
But I don't have to deal with the New York State Thruway.
That's good.
And yeah, so far, it's not a horrible... it's closer to Lake Ontario. For those of you in anywhere in our country or other countries who want to, look on a map, it's one of the Great Lakes. And usually closer to the lake means what they call lake effect snow. But we haven't, since I've started there, we haven't had like a big snowstorm yet. So I haven't.
We had a little snow today, but not much.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's still weird.
It's still weird.
We're not.
To experience that.
Our weather is just very.
But yeah, it's
not.
It's not traditional anymore.
No, I don't even know what to think about weather. I mean, our poor neighbors in Buffalo got. And horrible conditions, and then we got nothing.
Yeah,
but they're between two Great Lakes. Mm-hmm. It's. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for them.
Yeah, no.
But you live there. That's what happens.
Yeah, but it hasn't been like that.
No, They don't get those very often. But
Between-
they tend to get more snow.
But they've
than we
just
do.
had a rough year. I mean, between the storms, the shooting at the tops there, which made national news, maybe even international, and now the football player thing, who like kind of died on the field.
Yeah, he did die on the field for 9 minutes.
Yeah, and so that was fascinating to me. And I'm not.
Did we even talk about that?
No,
We didn't. Okay.
I'm not saying this in a
Oh yeah, we haven't met since that
fuck
happened.
the man kind of way. I'm really not, but it's just fascinating that, and my brain has been going through this every couple of days, and so like most professional athletes, at least football anyway, they start some kind of foundation, right, for some charity, whatever, some cause. His was like toys for kids in Pittsburgh, where he's from, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I think it was a GoFundMe thing. That's how he was raising money for his foundation. And like he only had the goal was like $2,500.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
And they're like over 7 million now.
Yeah, 8 million. I think.
Yeah. And so I'm like a football player, a professional athlete. And again, I'm not putting this guy down, and I'm glad he's good. I'm glad he's doing well. It's not, but that many people are putting that much money in for a charity that buys toys for kids. Great. I'm not poo-pooing toys, okay?
Right.
But because of that incident, people were doing this really kind thing when if the kids need toys, they probably need food and a better place to live if they have a place to live. And so I'm just like,
I see. I kind of see where you're getting at.
yeah. So I'm like, I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just, it's me. This is where my brain goes. I'm sorry, and get off my lawn. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, it takes something like that for people to do that. I hope people would remember that the same kids too. Because in Rochester, we hear the stats like every year, every school year, there's like 2,000 students in our school district that are homeless for a part of the year. And we love saying how it's horrible and we need to do something, but nobody really does anything.
Right. I mean, I'm hoping. Well, I was in talking. Of course, my husband's a huge Bills fan. We were home watching the game when it all happened. It was pretty.
Right. No, I was not.
I was home. I
was here in the studio working on something. Actually, I didn't get a chance to watch the game.
So, yeah, it was pretty shocking, and like even watching while they were on the field, like just waiting, that whole time while they were just waiting, it was like, what is going on? I even started crying. All I could think, I just be like, oh my God, what is going on? And I got emotional. I'm not even a huge fan, but I mean, I don't know. I just care about people, and I'm a mom. I can't help when I think about things like that, especially because that kid's 24. He's only 2 years older than my son. Yeah. So I definitely get that mom empathy. Like, that could be my kid. Oh my God.
And it's an extraordinary circumstance.
It's a very extraordinary circumstance. I don't know if you saw that we have a mutual friend, Ted, who posted a great article a few days ago, 2 days ago, maybe.
Ted Forsyth? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And talking about how we as a society, that we love this violent sport, and that we're basically shocked when something happens. Yeah, but what it's saying was, I mean, I'm not going to say nearly as great as the writer, I'm sure, but basically sending black men out to slaughter, possibly get hurt very, very badly, or even killed. It could have happened. In this case, it did. Fortunately, he made it through, but it could have happened. And if the medical people hadn't been there, he would have died.
Yeah,
he would have died. And I mean, he did die, but I mean, he wouldn't have come back. He wouldn't have come back to us. But we put them out give them a huge paycheck. Here, we're going to give you a bunch of money, and I want you to go out there and run around and get hurt and stuff, and we're going to give you a bunch of money. And it just seemed, there's just something about it really just, when you think of it on that level, you're like,
and you can have a bunch of money until you can't entertain us anymore. And you can't make the uber rich people more
fucking
money,
rich, yeah.
right, richer, then sorry, your money's cut off. Then you're
Yeah,
done.
you're done.
And man, there was just, and I just saw an article. Like
He's getting his full pay.
Yeah,
which I'm glad to hear.
And that
because
was
it's going to be. I mean, that's going to be some money. Like all that stuff that's going to have to be done to help him to get through. His family is going to have, if they work, they may have to take some time off.
Yeah,
like all that kind of stuff. That all adds up. So I'm glad he's still getting his money.
Yeah. So I guess let me try to inspire for just a brief moment then, because I know it sounded like I was being crabby about it and like, fuck all this, but that's not where I'm going. I'm just, so once this dies down, right, and the emotions of it, like as they are, we're all happy that he's doing great, and he just went from Cincinnati, he just came into Buffalo, and he's in the hospital there the other day, and that's great. But remember, there's probably in Rochester, unfortunately, there's a really good chance that a 24-year-old's going to get shot and killed tonight, because that's kind of how our city rolls these days. And there'll be something on the news, and that'll be about it. And just because that dude's not playing football, we just see it as an expendable person. So I'm not putting down what happened with the guy who plays for the Bills, but just I don't know what the answer is. I mean, are we all going to have the same reaction to everybody who gets shot and killed in our cities, like we did for the football player? I don't know. Well, I didn't have a super huge reaction to the football player guy. It's just I'm emotionally dead.
Well, you're also not like. I mean, it's not like you didn't wish ill will on him.
No.
But it's just not something that is in your like. It's just not your thing.
Yeah, and I just I always find
if it was a jazz person that you really really like, and the same thing happened to them, then you'd probably care a whole bunch.
Well, okay, and
just
I felt personally bad because of my experiences, like when Neil Peart died, and that's fine. I mean, I didn't I didn't take it to work with me or anything. But
I thought about you when he died because I knew you're such a fan. And I was like, oh, Dave.
But and that's just, I'm not trying to make this about me, but I mean, yeah, my relationship and how I feel about death and stuff, it's just going to be a work in progress, literally until I die. So some folks have that, I'll put air quotes on clarity. It's like when you die, you go to the pearly gates, and they're just, that's why they call it faith. They have faith that that's the way it is, and
I'm kind of sometimes jealous of those people.
Oh, yeah.
I sometimes I wish I had. I wish I had it, but I don't think I ever will because I have way too much. I think way too much.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Yeah.
We don't have to say it out loud. Let's try and be nice. Okay.
I think a lot.
Yeah. All right.
I think for myself.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. I know. So I don't know. It just I didn't even have that written down. I wasn't planning on going there, but that's how we roll here in the Stuart Berdasso show. So when this dies down, I mean, really, I'm not being or trying not to be anyway condescending or anything, but find the next person who who needs help like that. Whether it's if you want to be quote radical about it. See if your town has a mutual aid group that's doing stuff, or you can do something. And again, this isn't meant to be a humble brag or anything. My wife and I, for now, since COVID started, we're coming up on our second year. I think in a couple weeks it'll be 2 years. I think every week except for the 1 week I had COVID, we go shopping and put food at a food stand in the neighborhood, one of the neighborhoods I grew up in. Do something to help some folks that aren't on TV, that aren't relatively famous. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd never even heard of this guy before he got hurt.
Yeah,
he wasn't like the super famous athlete, but he's a professional athlete.
Right.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Right. I mean, yeah. And I think a lot of it too, I think what we already mentioned, like a lot of it really was just how much Buffalo has suffered lately.
Oh yeah, no, that made it more. There was a bunch of things that just made it all.
It just made it so hard. And I remember thinking to myself the next day, all I could think was like, I just want to go to the city of Buffalo and just give them a big fucking hug. I'm like, I am so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I was like, maybe I should just go to Buffalo and spend a day there and spend some money there and throw some money into Buffalo.
Better check the weather forecast.
Yeah, I know, right? I know,
Unfortunately.
for
or
sure.
wait till spring.
Yeah, maybe not now.
All right, so we're going to go times level again. It's a school night for me, and I have to go. Actually, I don't do anything. I just have to. It's a school night. So, yeah. So we'll be back next week. Again, still working out routines and schedules. I have no idea when we're. Who knows? But there's a couple of old podcasts at StuartBurdasco.com. Stuart Burdasco Radio is going 24/7. And you can always jump on our Patreon. And there's a couple of old shows, and there'll be another one, The Bat Show. With that epic
Bat Show.
Our version of the Iliad or the Odyssey, just the epic story
Bat Show.
of me outside in my underwear,
Oh,
terrified of a bat.
That was such a great show.
With a dying cat in my arms, and like that's not exaggerating. The cat was put down like 2 days later. Yeah, that story will be up on our Patreon really soon. And there's tons of links and the places to play at StuartBurdasco.com. Go look at our literally it's over 100 different band names that you can steal, and there's a whole bunch of things you can do.
Please tell us if you do though.
Yeah. Oh no, by all means.
I really want to know.
Oh my God, I'll play your music on Stuart Burdasco Radio. No, absolutely, I will totally do that. So if you take one of our band names, Nipular, Marijuana Seed Bomb. What was the new? I haven't put it up yet. White Jesus is going up soon. Yeah, you feel free. Just grab one. Let us know. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. Hi, Tom Arnold here. Did you know that the ones with the highest rates of sexually transmitted infections are old people like you? It's true, and there's a reason for that. You want some dick, or pussy, or both. Let's face it, you're old and you're a freak. I mean, what do these kids know about getting down, am I right? They think they know about eating ass? I was eating Roseanne's ass before they were even born. Oh, right. Nobody wants to hear that. So I'm here to tell you about the latest Medicare program. Call today to find out if you're eligible for a new Medicare XXX plan. Because with regular Medicare, things like x-rays are covered, but wands are not. Sure, you can get a proctology exam, but the minute you get into it, they escort you out. Look, the government realizes that it doesn't matter how old you are, you're not going to stop fucking. And so it's not like they haven't tried to stop you, putting you in a nursing home to die. It was all a plan to get you to stop fucking. But no, y'all ain't having it. Like that time on the set of True Lies where I got to eat Arnold's... Oh, right, nobody wants to hear that either. So, call right now, 1-800-626-2739. That's 1-800-NANA-SEX. Give them your AOL email address, and they'll tell you if you're eligible for this new Medicare XXX plan. But don't just listen to me. Listen to these sexy seniors.
I called 1-800-NANA-SEX. I tried to give the operator my social security number and bank account information, but she just wanted my AOL email address. Anyway, I don't have enough holes for all the dildos I have now.
Nice.
I don't know who that operator was at 1-800-NANA-SEX, but she sounded like my junior high phys ed teacher, Ms. Downey. Hot. Anyway, after calling and signing up for the Medicare XXX, I'm swimming in lube. It's a good thing I take water aerobics at the Y. They say you can never use too much lube. Well, I'm going to find out.
Ships ahoy!
Shuffleboard is great, but have you ever tried sex? No, seriously. I called 1-800-NANA-SEX and found out that Medicare XXX is the bee's knees. Hey, Tom, guess what I'm doing right now?
Hey, this is the Medicare plan Congress uses. No surprise there. Don't let Tom Cotton be the only one in government-issued assless chaps. Call 1-800-NANA-SEX and see if you qualify for Medicare XXX. Trust me, you do.